Okay, everybody, we're recording. Thank you so much for being on tonight. If Nancy Rapp, I can see your screen. If you could wave at me and tell me that you can hear me okay. I see you. Okay. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate it. Okay, you guys, thank you for being on tonight. My name is Tammy Higginbotham. I am an Executive National Vice President. I am direct to Carlita Nelson in case you would like to know where I am in the organization. So I want to thank you again for being on. I'm really excited to get to come to you tonight that this is my turn to get to train, because I have personally been working on some things for my business, and I was trying to think of what could I share tonight that might could help someone. And so I thought, well, I need to take a nugget that I'm working on personally in hopes that it will help you guys in your businesses. So what I'm going to focus on is the 15 minutes of focus, or a blocked 15 minutes of time. So I'm going to call this the Genius Ultra Productive Time. I gave it the name the Genius Ultra Productive Time. So what we want to do is focus on a block time. And you guys, I know how you can feel just overwhelmed and feel like you have so many things pulling at you of what you need to get done. So even as an ENVP, we feel that way too. So I wanted to hopefully help you. But what we want to do is focus on minutes and not hours. And I've read this many times over and over. With Dr. Barrett talks about it, and other authors have talked about it. And he talks about working in the nooks and crannies of our lives. So focusing on 15 minutes at a time will inspire you to find more time. But first, we've got to get to that 15 minutes of focus time for you to have the exciting thing and for you to be able to see the fruits of your labor because you focused. And so I'm going to look at my notes here back and forth because I want to make sure I cover everything that I've been thinking about. And I want you to know, years ago, I thought too, oh my goodness, I don't have enough time. Of course, my why is the inspiration behind me finding the time to do this business. The thing is that I didn't work outside the home. I was a stay-at-home mom. But we all know that stay-at-home moms can be very busy too. And, I had a daughter that I was very involved with, and I didn't want to give that up. But my whys kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone and made me realize I'm going to have to do something. I can't just sit back and, watch things happen. I have to do something. So I understand when you feel like you can't find that 15 minutes. And then some of you have outside jobs. Some of you have 3 and 4 and 5 kids, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 kids. And I understand no matter where you are, no one lives under your roof. No one knows what you work with, deal with, whether if it's family, life, or whatever. And we get that. So, but think about this. We've heard many times that money can be lost and made again, but time spent can never be reclaimed. You guys, I've experienced this. Money can be lost, and it can be reclaimed again. So no matter where you are, you can get money back, but you can't get that time back. And so that's what I'm coming to you tonight, is to help you. Hopefully this will help you be able to get more of a plan of action for your 15 minutes of focus. So I am working on my 15 minutes of focus in the nooks and crannies and in the different parts of my day to make sure I'm focusing really, really hard. Now, here's one of my key points here. And I want you to really listen to this and take it very seriously. And it's very simple. I have learned when I chunk my time and focus on one thing, you're going to hear me talk about one a whole lot. We hear about the power of one in this business. What about focusing on the one thing and one task at a time? You guys, this is helping me tremendously right now. If I could turn my camera around, you could see my office. It is in a mess because I'm throwing out old and I'm bringing in my new, and I'm going to have a little office cleansing. Well, I am doing 15-minute increments, so where my whole day, everything is just not in here all at the same time. But then if I get on a roll, I will stick with it and get more done. But focus on one thing at a time. And you guys, during this chunk time, when you focus just on one thing, you're going to get so much more accomplished, and you're going to feel so much better about yourself, and you won't feel overwhelmed and scattered and by all those things that you feel you need to do in your business. So we're focusing on your business right now. So I work on the number one thing that will help you build your business. So we've got to focus on the number one things that will help us build our business. And we all know what the number one thing is, and it's asking. And it's being in revenue producing activity. Those are the things we need to be working on first that's on our list. So another thing, another little tip that I've been working on is working on the hardest things in the beginning of the week and not waiting till the end of the week, because I'm going to have a good close week, because our goal is to work for a good close month, correct? So I'll work on those hardest things that I, don't absolutely love doing in the beginning of my week. And that helps me to not procrastinate and to keep putting it off and putting it off before you know it's the next week. So you don't want to sabotage yourself. And so many people go, they hurt themselves by not having a plan of action. And I do believe that the 15 minutes blocks of time, it's doable for everybody, all walks of life, no matter who you are, whether you're male or if you're female. This will help you be able to focus. And another thing is I've had to learn to say no. And I know this is going to be hard for a lot of you volunteer queen and kings out there. But you guys, when you're building a business, it's like having it is having a job. So you have to be able to have the time allotted to do your job. Early on, years ago, I was a volunteer queen at our school. And you guys, I had been volunteering for 14 years or however many years. My daughter was 14 years old at the time, so at least I'd been volunteering hard for 10 years, and probably before that at her Sunday school or something like that. So what I had to do is understand that, there's other moms coming up that are young moms that can do the volunteering now. I've been there, I've done that. So I'm not saying don't volunteer at all, but sometimes when you're building and you're in the beginning stages of building this business, there's some things you're going to have to let go. Many times when I wouldn't say no is because I didn't want to hurt someone's feelings. And I was worried about what they would think if I said no. I put more value on what they would think instead of what was best for my family and or for my business personally. So you guys, and that's sometimes the issue is we just say yes and we don't think it through. So I want you to really think before you say yes to something, think it through and say to yourself, why? Why am I going to do this? Another thing is I understand that when we go do things outside of our home, volunteering stuff, it's another way for us to meet people and build relationships. And that's great for your business too. But, you're going to have to weigh it and decide, am I really going to work hard at building the relationships and meeting people, or is it more just paper busy work? So you're going to have to just really evaluate what is best. Now, here's another one of the little things that I have been working on, and you have to practice it to make it really work. And it's working for me. And I'm doing this and I'm so excited about it. But touch things only one time. Touch it only one time. And let me explain what that means. For instance, let's say that you're skimming through your emails and you're opening up an email and you look at it and you close it and it's still in your email inbox. You guys, here's my thing. Deal with it. Either delete it, place it, or answer it. Those are your choices. Delete it, place it, or answer it, and then get rid of it. Just deal with it at that moment. You guys, this will reduce the stress and that overwhelming feeling that you're going to have because your email inbox is adding up and you hate to just delete it all because there are some important things in there. So this has really helped me to be more efficient. And also, I'm not rereading or reevaluating the items, the emails in there. And this is for anything that you're dealing with. So make sure you deal with it. And, or if it's stuff sitting on your desk, deal with it. And it doesn't get stacked up like I've got right here. So here's another one is I have personally moved all of my social media communications like Voxer, GroupMe, Facebook, Instagram, email, I have moved those to the third page of my my cell phone. So, you know, you always have your cell phone homepage, and I have moved mine to where they're not on my, this is my main page of my cell phone. So I have moved them, I think I'm going the right way. I've moved them over. See, that's where they are now. And the reason is you guys, if it's right there in front of me when I open my phone and when I got to make a phone call or something like that, I see that, and I could spend hours going through Facebook, email, or whatever, but then I tend to look at other things that have nothing to do with my business. And that really affects my time. So what I suggest is also laying your phone face down. So when you're working on things, when you're focusing on something, turn your phone over. That has helped me so much, because you know all the notifications that keep coming up on your phone? You guys, those can be distractions to keep you from focusing. So those are the two things that I've been doing that's helped a lot. Another thing is I got the GroupMe app, and I put all of my groups in Facebook are on the GroupMe app, so I'm not looking at the whole Facebook whenever I'm going to check things. So that's been helpful as well. Let me mute some people here. Okay, so, and remember you guys, there's no Arbonne emergency. And now here's the main thing, is I'm not saying don't stay connected and, you know, visit those things, because there's great information on our Voxer Healthy Living group. Man, I'm learning so much by being plugged in to those particular groups that we're a part of. I'm not saying don't participate in those. I'm just saying when you're trying to focus on your business, just put your phone away, turn it over, or do something like that, because that's helped me so much. Okay, because we don't want to be distracted by social media, you guys, because there's so many things that we need to focus on. 15 minutes of focus for your social media can free you up. So focus on it in a 15 increment. So that's what I've been doing, is I've been taking, okay, now it's my social media time. I'm going to look through and go through everything and do it all at once. And you guys, that's huge. That is really given me more time back in my life. You guys, and also I want you to know something. This is very important. When you're with someone, let's say I am with another person and I'm going to lunch with them. I want you to know I've gone to lunch with people before, and they've been so into their phone, into their personal phone, that they forget that you're there, and it's very hurtful. And I want to make sure I never do that to people. So you guys, whatever you do, when you're talking to someone, don't just, you know, be here, oh, yeah, you know, that's just really rude. And so we need to make sure that they feel like you can do Arbonne, but you can have a life too. And we're an example of, we want them to see the lifestyle and the wonderful life we have, but they've got to see us also being able to be sociable without it. And, you know, I feel personally, early on in my business, I am sure I missed a lot of incredible people because my head was only on Arbonne. And, you know, I'm sure I missed some people, but now I know how to build a relationship and let it just be more of a positive influence by them seeing the lifestyle. If they ask me about my business, I give them short information and, you know, encourage them to want to ask more, because I've given them enough information that it makes them interested. So I think we need to think about that. Another thing is having a consistent morning routine. You guys, we all know and read and have seen many books talk about having a morning routine. And if you are a stay-at-home mom, sometimes, you know, we get in a habit and we don't have a routine for ourselves. If you work outside the home, it's hard because you're trying to get out the door and go to work. But you guys, if we can take a moment to have a consistency in our morning, it'll make us better for other people. We can be more, do more for others. Okay, the next thing is, let me look here. Okay, I have a little notebook, and you guys, this little notebook I keep in my purse all the time, and it's really important, I think, to be able to have it handy, so where if you have 15 minutes, like you're sitting waiting at a doctor's appointment, you have something you can be working on while you're waiting at the doctor's appointment. Maybe it's writing your goals down. Maybe it's reading some product knowledge. It's always something that you can be working on so you're not wasting time. Instead of reading just a regular old magazine and looking through and looking at other people live the life that they want, work on your life. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the list that I work from for chunking my time, but I want you to know if you're brand new on here, you're going to have a getting started list, and you're going to have a getting started action plan book. Things in there, excuse me, things in there for you to work on and do. You know, chunk your time. Make sure you really give the getting started a true focus. Sometimes we will halfway get through the book, and I've seen it over and over, or they'll look at it and say, yeah, I know. I've got the context in my head, or I've got my whys in my head. You guys really take the action plan seriously. Now that you have your getting started done, I'm going to talk about a list of skills that you can be kind of thinking about for what am I going to focus on. But did y'all know that network marketing, or as we call it, social marketing, is the highest paid skill set in the world? The highest paid skill set. So here's a list of the skills that we can focus on in our block time. So you want to take 15 minutes, and I'm going to share my screen here and see if I can do this. All righty, let me share my screen and minimize a few things here. All right, so take 15 minutes to focus on this is just one of the sheets. And you guys, if you have sheets that you already use that is working and it's very similar to what I show you, then keep using it. That is what you and your NVP have been using. Don't change it. This is just an example of what I keep in front of me when it's during that focus 15-minute time. Because if what you're wanting to focus on is in front of you, then you can go in somewhere and just focus on that one sheet that's right in front of you. You know what I do, and y'all probably heard me say this before, is I frequent the local Sonic. It's just a mile down the road, and they know me there quite well. They know the stall that I'm going to pull into all the time. And I have these stack of papers with me, and so I'll thumb through and say, okay, I need to focus on the Doing Your Part Weekly. I need to focus on, and I'm going to show you all these sheets that I take with me. So this is the Doing Your Part, and this will help you find where maybe you're falling short in doing some things for your week. Now, a lot of gals that I've been talking to, they don't write directly on their sheet because then they only have to print one, and then they write it in a notebook. So if you write everything in a notebook, and that's what I want to encourage you to do, is have a notebook to keep track of everything in it. And that's what's been helping me so much through the years. So you can make 4 copies of this for the month if you want to and write directly on it, or you can put it in a notebook. But this is the Doing Your Part Weekly Focus Plan. And then the next sheet is the monthly goal planning sheet. This is what these two things together, you're going to chunk your time, and you're going to work and focus just on these sheets. That's all you're going to think about during that time. And then the next sheet, and this is you plus your team. The Doing Your Part is just you. This is you and your team. You see down here it says business builder, business builder. This is you and your team, your personal activity plus your team. Now, the next sheet we're going to talk about is you're closing your month strong into 4 parts. I love this sheet. Just think about it. If at the beginning of the month you took 15 minutes just to focus on this right here, 15 minutes to think about that. That goes along with your goals that we just talked about. And then at the 15th, if you took 15 minutes just to focus on this, then you know that you're doing all the parts of your business you need to do throughout the month. Just focus on that one thing. Remember, I talked about one thing, and it's very, very important to do that. Just one thing at a time. The next thing is the month-end checklist. These are documents, some of them you're going to see that I pulled from, they're from Arbonne's website. And I want us to get familiar with the Arbonne tools. We do have checklists, and I know Carlita has some on her website, and there's different checklists, but make sure you've got a checklist. But when you see month end, it doesn't mean the last day of the month. It means you look at it the first the last week of the month. So make sure you see on here, it says the last week of the month, and that's really important that you think about that. But if you'll take 15 minutes the last week of the month, you'll see where you need to work to make sure you have a great close, and you're not waiting till the last day of the month to make sure someone has their 150 order to get their free gift and you can't get in touch with them, or that you're short to make your bonus. You have a whole week to try to make those things happen. So you might write on your calendar what day, the last week of the month, that you're going to put this as your 15-minute focus. Okay, the next thing I have is the 80-20 rule, and I'm just going to tell you about this. This has been, this is 15 minutes of focus that I have to do for my business, a few times during the week. Now, 20%, it says to focus on your team, and then 80% on your personal business. You guys, I know there's sometimes during your business that you're going to feel like you're spending a little more time with your team, and there's different seasons in your business. Whatever you do, and this is from experience, never stop your personal activity. Never stop meeting new people. Never stop putting new people in that pipeline to bring them into this business. Always be selling your product. Always be following up with other people. We have to keep those activities going. So, and if the larger your organization, it might be just a little off balance here and there, but really try to always make sure you're doing the majority of your activity in your own personal business. The next one I have is the scheduling selling tips, or the scheduling success tips. This is a great tool, you guys, to put in front of you while you're scheduling your activity. Just read through it. That way, when you get ready to make your phone calls or to start scheduling, you'll have some great tips to kind of have in the back of your mind about objections, best response, and things like that. You guys, these are great tools just to put in front of you. That's what I'm wanting you to use these for. Put in front of you, so where you can be prepared of what to say. It keeps you on task. It keeps you focused if it's in front of you. Not only that, your eyes are reading it, and it's that one more touch that is, getting inside your mind, and that it's helping you learn it and build confidence. So these are tools that are great to put in front of you. One of the favorite documents, and I don't know who made this, but I think this is fabulous, the 40 Faces sheet. And you guys, focus time for filling your calendar and full and finding prospects is important. You guys, this is one of the $1 million skill sets right here. I call it $1 million skill set. And so we must take it seriously. Finding new people is, you guys, it's got to be mastered. Like I said, this is your $1 million sheet right here. And you want to always add to your list. You want to build relationships. You want to take every person you meet and get his or her contact information. You guys, every person you meet, don't just put a name on there. You want to have their phone number. And you want to build a system, you guys, also to stay in contact with all of these people. You want to have that other touch again with them, so your name is always in front of them. There's always, it never fails. I've met people in the past that, they can't remember their consultant's name, and they're ready to either buy a product or do the business. So think about that. Your goal is to build a comprehensive list of contacts, people in all walks of life, even if you don't like them. I say put excuse me, been sick. I say put every name you can think of on that list, no matter what you know. Uh-oh. By the time you come in, I'm just getting warm. You guys, somebody's phone's unmuted. I like doing it. Okay, I'm going to stop share so I can, okay, just a minute. Okay, I think I'm back here. Let me go back. Okay, so anyway, the 40 Faces sheet is very important, and you want to constantly, you guys, work hard to expand this list. Like I said, this is your $1 million business right here. This is very important. And again, I keep that little notebook, and I put always contacts in that little notebook. and you want to make connections and ask for referrals, and always ask, who do you know? And anytime I give someone a sample, and I'm going to talk about sampling here in a minute, anytime I give someone a sample, I always say, would you mind putting a good word in about the sample with other people? Would you spread the word? You guys, I think that is huge for your business. Okay, so the next focus, little block time of focus, can be on hostess coaching. Now, these again are tools on the source. Great tools. Look at this information that's on here. And you guys, it's easy to print off, and you can have it in this little block time focus folder, and you can just have it in there and say, okay, I need a focus. Today I'm going to focus on hostess coaching. I've got some presentations coming up, so I'm going to focus on that. And have this in front of you. Read through it once. There's another one I've got is the hostess flyer, and this flyer has got the reward information on there, so it's in front of you, and that way you can have it. If you draw a blank, you've got it in front of you to let them know what they can get on the rewards, and it's just a great thing to have in front of you to encourage you and for you to feel confident about what you're focusing on. The next one is the follow-up. You guys, we want to make sure that we stay in contact with people, and we want to make sure that they're happy with their products, and we want to make sure we can get some referrals. We want to make sure that they know there's other products that they can try. The more products that people buy and purchase, the more likely they're going to reorder, because they're going to find something they absolutely can't live without. I personally can't live without any of our products, and that's just, I cannot live without it. But you guys, you will have clients and customers like that. I have people in my business that I've had for 13 years. But look how awesome this is. The first call, the second call, the third call, and verbiage, and a simple thank you note, an idea of what to say. You guys, this is a great sheet too for you to be able to create clients for life. Have it in front of you. If you don't do everything on the sheet, it's okay. Next time, maybe you will, but it will be in front of you to build confidence. Again, my goal is to help you understand the power of having tools in front of you for your blocked time. I have just a few more that I'm going to go over. Engaging and retaining preferred clients and preferred clients. And you guys, retention is very, very important. Again, we want to keep people, and this just is another great tool for that, for your preferred clients. And then growing your business with preferred clients. And again, you want to create loyalty in your business, and you want to talk about the ASVPs, which is what a great deal for them. But this is for you too. Some of these things on here you wouldn't say to your preferred clients, but it's to build confidence in learning and understanding what it is you're sharing with people. And then here's the other one. You want to have your benefits in front of you. That way you're not sitting there and you're not fumbling over your words. Oh my goodness, what do they get? Oh yeah, free shipping with a $250, retail purchase. You want to make sure you have these things, these tools in front of you during that block time. So your block time is boom, boom, boom. It's moving and you're getting through that time. And here's the free gift list. You can talk about, oh my goodness, and you could get a whole box of the pomegranate fizzy sticks. Maybe it's something that they've mentioned before, they've tried and they loved, or you can get some of our new products. You can get one of the new products for free, with a $150 order. So you guys, there's that list in front of you, helps keep it on the tip of your tongue. So, and then I have just a couple more. The sampling. Oh my goodness, you guys. I have some friends that have been on the RE9 with me for 13 years. And I gave them a sample, and they're just oohing and awing. And I think we kind of got out of the habit of sampling, but you guys, this is a great sheet, and to help you know what to do and to say and how to use your samples. But when you call someone, have this in front of you. Even though you feel comfortable about sampling, remember, we're trying to block things in 15 minutes. And if we have things in front of us, we are getting, the material is getting absorbed in us to build that confidence. And I think it's important to have these in front of us. So let me see here. See if I can get to the next slide. For some reason, it's not letting, oh, there it goes. Okay, so now the next thing is, you know what? We have to make sure we're covering everything. We have our Saturday morning book club. This is your blocked time for personal growth. I will tell you, this is my flyer. You guys, this may not look like the flyers that you see from your leaders, but this is my flyer for my team. But I want to tell you, Eric Worre has a book called Go Pro. And I want to encourage you to please get on these Saturday morning calls. You can have an earbud in watching your kid play soccer. You guys, it's okay. Just so you're getting plugged in and you're getting some good education on this industry. This is going to be a book that will blow your mind. I'm already almost through it, and I'll go back through it when we start the trainings on Saturday mornings. But this is your blocked time. This is your focus time, and this is part of the recipe for success, as well as like tonight's Zoom call. And then all the first Wednesdays of the month will be a different ID number because you're going to be with your team. Now for Carlita's Central Nation, she'll have this same ID number, but like for mine and Bess and Terry's, we all have different numbers. That first Wednesday of the month is our team call. But then look here, all the other Wednesdays, like tonight, you have this call. That is your blocked time of learning and hearing from everybody. And then last but not least, one of my favorite nights is hearing the opportunity from different leaders over and over and over. I've heard this opportunity, you guys, for 13 years. But every time I hear it, it gets me excited for the week. I'm being fed for the week. And it makes me want to do this business and do this business and do this business. You guys, you have to be fed, and we have to be reminded, because you know what? Regular life can happen during the week. And this is our reminder of the blessing that we have in this business. So those are the flyers that we have. Now, let me stop my share here. And now, you guys, if you think about it, now we've covered all the successes. And, you know, that's probably about 16 blocks of block time that I've talked about, 15-minute block time. But you know what's going to happen is when you start to really focus during that time and you really make it serious, I promise you, you're going to go 20 minutes. You're going to go 25 minutes, and that's fine, but make sure you don't forget the other important pieces that are on that list that I talked about. We got to make sure that we don't get comfortable just saying, okay, I'm going to study product knowledge, but then we never do the prospecting part of it. We got to make sure we give everything a little bit of, time, because it's all important. Revenue producing activity is what's going to move you along your business. Just, doing one or two or three of these things that are the easiest things, that's not going to grow your business. So anyway, we covered all the successes, and I hope that this will help you have kind of a plan of action. But remember, focus on one thing. Make sure you're not spending all your time on, things that are not revenue producing activity. And what else was it? The one thing, and touch things only one time, so you can make sure that you're not spending it, you're not keeping yourself stressed and overloaded. So anyway, that's what I have for tonight, and it's 9:03, so I try to get through that as fast as I can, and I hope that has helped you guys. So Carlita, do you have anything you want to add, or are we good?
Hey dear, well, I want to add that was an out of the ballpark training for you. I mean, not for you, but out of the ballpark training. I was going to say, it was incredible, Tammy. I was like, oh my gosh, I was like group meeting, telling everybody, get on this call, because it is you everything you need. Because you know what? You guys, people struggle all the time doing what it is they have to do for this business to get what they need. And this right here was everything that you needed to be able to go and overcome those obstacles that we hit in our businesses. And it's so hard as a leader is that we see people struggle but not take advantage of amazing trainings where you just like helped us laser in on every single S that we needed in our business in order to be able to make getting successful here easier. So I would love to have all of those documents. I asked, because there were some of those that I haven't even seen yet. So those were incredible. And I'd love to go pull those and put those in my iBooks and be able to pull them up easily, no matter where I'm at, from my phone, my computer, or wherever. So thank you so much. I just wanted to